You're listening to 88.5 WMNF Tampa, homegrown, handpicked music and news. And from the Mike Eisenstadt Performance Studio, this is the live music showcase brought to you by WMNF Tampa and listeners like you. I'm your host, Millie, today, and live in the studio, we've got Grandpa's Cough Medicine. Hey, guys, thanks for joining us.
Howdy, thank you so much.
Oh, so excited to hear more about you guys and let everyone know all the awesome stuff that's going on this weekend. But I'm actually in a mood to hear some music, so what you got for me?
This is the beer truck driving man.
Ooh.
4 a.m. comes early when you're working on a beer truck line. It ain't a case of cold brews is heavy when you're working on hour 9. And he's taking his work home with him, playing music when he can, making sure that we stay drunk. He's a beer truck driving man. That girl at the bar is pretty, but I just can't take a breath. It's already past 4:30. Still 10 more stops to me, and he's taking his work home with him, playing music when he can, making sure that we stay drunk. He's a beer truck driving man. 4 a.m. comes early when you're working on a beer truck line. There ain't a case of cold brews is heavy when you're working on hour 9. And he's taking his work home with him, playing music when he can, making sure that we stay drunk. He's a beer truck driving man. Yeah, he's a beer truck driving man.
You're listening to WMNF 88.5's live music showcase, and that is Grandpa's old cough medicine there. Thank you so much for coming out to the show, Grandpa's Cough Medicine.
That's right.
There you go. So is he a beer truck driving man, or is he a beer truck driving man? What's the question
He's
here?
a beer truck driving man.
He's a beer. Okay, so he drives a beer truck. He's not drinking it.
No. Okay. But that's the part about him taking his work home with him. He gets to bring some beer home.
That's not bad, not bad. Well, I'm definitely loving the music, and I definitely want to hear more. But let's get to know these band members, and we're going to start it off with the lead vocalist and guitarist. It is Brett Bass. Did I say that right? Bass.
Like the fish, not the frequency.
Fish. Brett Bass. Hi, Brett. How you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm good. How long have you been playing?
Oh, I've been playing the guitar since I was 11 years old, but the band's been together almost 10 years now.
Oh, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I tell me a little bit about your background, as in, like, what other projects have you worked on since you've been playing since you were 11?
Oh, as a kid, I played a lot of rock and heavy metal and stuff like that. Just my brother played the drums, so we would just kind of jam out every day in the garage after school, and that was really the extent of my young musical experiences. But I took guitar lessons and things like that, so took it seriously in the playing regard, but never was in a band or anything until I started this one.
You said you used to play heavy metal?
Yes,
ma'am.
So
would you say that's one of the influences to all the finger plucking that you're doing in the scales?
I definitely think so. I was into the shredding type stuff, and when I heard bluegrass for the first time, I was like, these dudes are shredding, but they don't need amps or drums or any of the stuff that chains you to a wall somewhere. They can do it around a campfire in the woods, and there was something really cool about that to me.
Awesome. I mean, you obviously are great at it. You actually won a contest back in 2015.
I did.
What was the award you received?
I got first place in the Rocky Grass flat picking contest.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was cool.
Was anybody else you would say that guy's a really close second?
There's tons of great pickers out there, and I mean, it's not really a competition is the cool thing about it. We all just get to play together, so I enjoy making music with folks who take it seriously.
I love it. And talk about making music with folks who take it seriously. You've been playing with Grammy-nominated artists for some time now, too.
Yeah, I have sat in with them. I'm certainly not in a regular project with any of them, but I've shared the stage with quite a few Grammy-winning artists. It's been pretty cool.
Nice. Name a few of the people you've played with.
I've gotten to play on stage with Jim Lauderdale and the Del McCurry Band, and was on stage with Emmylou Harris one time by way of playing with the Travelin' McCurrys. So that was just kind of a random occurrence, but a cool one.
So awesome. Well, let's get to know the rest of your band as well. Over on fiddle, we got Nate Leith.
That's right.
Yeah, Nate, tell me a little bit about your musical background.
Well, I grew up in North Carolina, and I went around to a lot of fiddler's conventions. My grandma would take me, and I won Galax when I was 11.
Nice.
It's pretty cool. I've played. I was played in a band called Old School Freight Train, and played some with David Grisman. Many people along the way. Went to Berkeley.
Awesome. I made the mistake of calling this a violin earlier, but there's definitely a difference between a fiddle and a violin. What's that difference?
You can spill beer on a fiddle.
And it'll be totally okay.
It's okay.
Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah,
Won't warp or anything?
And this is it's not even a fiddle yet. It's a brand new fiddle. I'm very excited about this fiddle.
Okay.
Made by Don Leister in Richmond, Virginia.
Nice.
And very grateful to be playing this today.
It's very pretty.
And it's holding up pretty good. It's second time to Florida.
How many cans has it had? Cans of beer.
I guess it's not even a fiddle yet. You got any beer?
You know what? Maybe we can arrange that after the show.
Okay.
You know what? I want to hear another song, and then we'll get to meet the rest of the other half of the band. What other song do you have for me?
This is an instrumental I wrote. It's called Looking Glass Falls.
That's Grandpa's cough medicine you're listening to right there. I was tapping my feet. I couldn't stop. Sounds like a click track in the background. Loving the music. I felt a little Celtic inspiration at the beginning of that.
Yeah, I think that's one of the few melodies I've written that kind of qualifies as an ancient sounding melody. I wrote that sitting in front of Looking Glass Falls there in Asheville. I had my little practice guitar with me, and that tune just kind of came to my fingers. So I figured I better name it after the place.
Any anticipation to add lyrics to that?
No, that's going to be an instrumental on our upcoming record.
Well, I definitely want to talk more about that upcoming record, but let's get to know the other half of the band. Managing this monstrous upright bass. Okay, I'm sorry, I have to say it every time. Chick drummers, chick basses, awesome, especially upright bass, because you don't see many of us women playing upright bass, and I love it.
Yes, ma'am.
We've got Christina Nakajima.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I said that
Yeah.
right. Nailed it. Christina, tell me a little bit about your musical background.
Well, I laid my hands on a bass for the first time ever in my life in January.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But I grew up playing classical piano my whole life. My aunt was my piano teacher. My father was a musician. So I definitely grew up with it being very, very relevant in my life.
Nice. Wow. So why'd you pick up the bass then?
Out of necessity. You know, he needed a bass player and he kind of likes me. So.
It worked out for you, Brett. Lucky you.
I had the option to find some random dude to hire or teach my lady how to play, and I knew who I'd rather be on the road with.
Oh, yeah. Are you guys always stuck on the road together, tight van quarters and
Yeah, we live in a van quite frequently, so
the life of a musician?
it was nice to have a lady's touch in there now instead of a bunch of sweaty dudes.
Yeah, a nice lady's bass touch. Awesome. So, do you guys actually write together, or Brett, do you mostly do?
I do most of the writing on my own, but you know, if I have an incomplete idea, often I'll bring it to the table and try to flesh it out with the rest of the guys and see what we can come up with. But sometimes I'll have a whole idea, and you know, that'll be that.
Cool. Well, thank you, Christina, for being here. Totally jamming to your bass line there. And of course, on what do we have here? A banjo. We got George Wagman. Did I say it right?
That was correct.
Oh, yes. Nailed it again, Wagman. George, how long have you been playing?
I've been playing since I was 6, but I had a little bit of a hiatus around 14 years old
What happened?
and just decided to pursue things a 14-year-old boy pursues.
Girls?
Yeah, girls, school,
Okay.
skew.
What was it in school that pulled you away?
Yeah, I would
music.
say my friends, you know, I got a little bit busy with my friends and just hanging out and kind of getting away from it for a little while, but I think it increased my urge to bring it back into my life later, my
Nice.
senior year of high school.
Has it always been the 5-string banjo for you, or?
Yeah, it's been. I picked up the guitar a little bit after the banjo, but it's always been the banjo,
Okay.
3-finger style banjo, 5-string.
Love it. Now I'm definitely digging the sound. And of course, we were just talking about the songwriting. So you do most of the songwriting. You bring it over to the guys. So I'm hearing different influences in the background, from a musical family to just picking up an instrument. So where does the inspiration come from outside of, you know, to add on to the songs that Brett brings to the table?
I go to school at ETSU, East Tennessee State University. I'm actually majoring in bluegrass, so I study this music, and I think that I use a lot of what I've learned over the years to understand the musical language amongst the fellow musicians in this band. So I just kind of use my knowledge that I've gained. It's kind of like speaking, you know, a language, which I'm learning German right now because that's part of what I have to do to get my bachelor's at East Tennessee. So I've been kind of seeing a correlation between learning a foreign language and learning a musical language. So
Well, yeah, music is a language.
Absolutely.
And a long one to learn, in fact, too. There's a lot to learn in music. So do you all, aside from playing, teach as well?
I know Nate does. I have given lessons, but it's not something I seek out to do. I find most kids aren't really that interested, and that's who I've taught mostly is people's children, and I don't think I have the patience for it.
Well, if you guys are listening and you're loving this music, you can always get more information. The website is actually outlawbluegrass.com, and I'll get a little bit more into that because it's all about the style and the lyrical portion of what all this music is about.
Yeah, to a large extent, yeah.
Yeah, so outlawbluegrass.com. And right before we go into another song, let's ask a quick question. And we made it a little easy for you because we already covered this question. So the answer is out there in the social sphere. So if you were listening, this one's for you. All right, give us a call at 813-239-9663, and you can actually walk away with a surprise autograph CD. It could be either their 180 proof or the Murder Chord. I love these album names, by the way. I just have to say. So if you want to win one of these autograph CDs, give us a call, 813-239-9663, and answer this question for me. What guitar contest did Brett win in 2015? If you can just name the festival, and you get extra brownie points if you can name the actual award that he got. So give us a call, 813-239-9663. What you got for me next?
This is another new tune. It's called Drunken Freight Train.
Oh, wait, what's this about?
Well,
A drunken freight train?
initially, I just had the main riff of the song, and I felt like it was something that a bad person would walk along to. So I wrote a song about a bad person.
Ooh, let's hear it.
All right, y'all ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I woke up this morning with blood on my shirt. I don't think it's mine because my face doesn't hurt, but it's someone's, and they had a real bad night. Well, I'm a drunken freight train, there's no stopping when I'm looking for a fight. Well, I looked in the mirror, noticed hickeys on my neck, lipstick on my collar, and I start to recollect an older woman, and she had a wedding ring on. But that didn't stop her from flirting and taking me home. She poured me a drink, then she broke her wedding vows. I did a couple things that made her say my name out loud. It was a good time until her husband walked in. We were putting on our clothes, caught red-handed with our sins. He tried to take a swing, but he was a smaller man. I stepped out of reach and broke his nose with my right hand. It knocked him out cold, and I headed out the door. I hope she learned her lesson not to bring home rednecks anymore. I woke up this morning with blood on my shirt. I don't think it's mine because my face doesn't hurt, but it's someone's, and they had a real bad night. Well, I'm a drunken freight train, there's no stopping when I'm looking for a fight.
You're listening to WMNF 88.5's live music showcase, and that is Grandpa's Cough Medicine. So is Grandpa's Cough Medicine bitter?
Well, my grandpa's cough medicine was whiskey, honey, and lemon.
So it was sweet.
I suppose. I think it was
Nice.
just to take away the whiskey taste. But he would give me that and wrap me up in a blanket and throw me in a room with no fan or no AC till I just sweat it all out.
Oh my God.
That's an old hillbilly remedy, I do believe.
That's for everything, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, we call that a jarabe in Spanish. but yeah, so outlaw bluegrass music. It's,
Yes.
in a nutshell, why outlaw? Why do you have to be such a bad boy?
Well, I think all my songs kind of came out that way, and someone said that you guys are kind of like outlaw bluegrass, and I was like, you're right. We are kind of like that.
So, but where does the inspiration for these lyrics come from? Or do we have some experiences, maybe stories from friends
mean,
you've heard, or?
Not necessarily on that tune. I think I just I always liked writing as a kid. I wrote a lot of short stories and things like that, and I think that's part of the fun of songwriting is you can just fit a little story into a 3-minute snippet of time, and that's part of the challenge of it, I guess.
So maybe we're expecting some maybe cinematic music videos coming up for the next album.
Oh, I don't know about all that. I don't believe I have the budget for that.
Well, you have about 3 albums out, am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you have Jailbird Blues,
Yep.
which came out in 2011 or sometime
Your
around
guess
there.
is as good as mine. I have to look at the back of the CD.
And then out came The Murder Chord,
Mm-hmm.
and then 180 Proof.
Yes, ma'am.
I think the order of those albums came out a little wrong because first you drink, then you cause the murder, then you go to jail, right? So it should
Yeah,
have been.
you're right. It should have been
Is
the
there
other
any
way.
particular order you would like people to listen to the albums?
I mean, no. I mean, if you listen to the first one first, then you'll hear the picking and everything get better as it goes along. So
Okay.
I think we everybody in the band at that time took great strides in that amount of time, and you can hear it on the records for sure. But it's a different band now. I mean, I started the band, and these guys aren't on those records. So,
So
I'm,
how
I'm really
long
excited about the new one for that
Has
reason.
this formula been together?
George has been playing with us about a month, 2 months maybe, less.
okay.
And Nate, this is his 3rd weekend of gigs with us, so
Nice.
it's a relatively new configuration. But these guys are pros, and
I think the website said it was a trio originally, correct?
it was, yeah. It started as a trio, just guitar, bass, and banjo.
Guitar, bass, and banjo. Well, I'm digging the music, and if you guys are definitely loving it, they do have a couple videos on their website that I was jamming to earlier today. Yes, I'm guilty. I was jamming to this earlier as well.
Well, that's what we need. Thank you.
Yes. So check them out, outlawbluegrass.com, and they also have a couple shows coming up, which is going to be great. And this weekend, they're going to be playing over at Riverhawk Music Fest in Brooksville.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah. So what time are you guys playing?
I believe we play today at 6, I want to say, something-ish.
Are you playing tomorrow as well?
I have a guitar workshop tomorrow with a fella named John Stickley, who's a fantastic guitar player. And we'll be doing a guitar workshop in the morning, sometime around 10 or 11, I think. And then we will be the Hot Damn Raffle Band for the raffle they have there at Sertoma Youth Ranch every festival. So Mitch Lynn puts on that festival, and he always does a fantastic job. So we appreciate him putting us on
Mitch,
there.
we appreciate him too. We love these festivals that he puts together. If you want more info on the fest, just go to riverhawkmusic.com. I believe you can still get tickets online, so just go to the website and make sure you get yours. Lock it in for this weekend, guys. They have all kinds of acts coming out, as well as the Black Lilies, the Ray Willie Hubbard, John Stickley Trio, Yarn, the Sauce Boss, our very own Him for Her, and so much more. So if you want more Grandpa's cough medicine, go to Outlaw Bluegrass Music, and if you want to check out this weekend's concert, you know where to go. Also, they have a show coming up November 12th. Actually, that's Sunday, and that's at Creekside Festival in Palm Coast.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, when are you guys playing there?
Sunday we have 2 sets. I think one's kind of early, like 11:30 or something like that. But that festival got canceled the weekend after Irma or something like that because of all the rain. So they've rescheduled it to this weekend, and we just happen to be down here, so we're happy to get there too.
That explains all the amazing stuff going around town in this whole month because everybody's had to reschedule because of
Yeah,
Irma.
I imagine.
Also, you guys are heading off to Virginia and North Carolina, so we're not going to even see you for a while. You're just going to be on tour for like a whole month, pretty much.
That's what we do. If we take the
Yeah.
time off, we lose like a quarter of our income. So.
But you will be back to Tampa, and you're going to be back in Tampa on December 31st over at Ella's Folk Art Cafe in Tampa. That's
Yeah.
a New Year's Eve show.
It is. It's going to be New Year's Eve, and I'm sure it's going to be a big party. So come join
Nice.
us.
Is it just you guys, or you guys sharing the stage?
I think Woody Pines is also going to be there, and possibly another band. But I'm not exactly sure.
Nice. I love Ella. I go there every so often, grab lunch when I'm in Tampa, because I'm all the way out by the beach over in St. Pete. So I don't get a chance to be out on this side very much, though. But if you guys definitely check them out on New Year's Eve if you don't have plans quite yet. Also, if you've never been to Ella, tonight might not be a bad night to check it out. They've got the Appleseed Collective that's going to be playing. Shout out to Andrew, Brandon, Vince, and Eric, who were in the studio earlier today. Thanks, guys, for stopping by. Hope you have a great show tonight. And they're going to be playing from 10 to midnight, and that's at Ella's American Folk Art Cafe. If you want more on the Appleseed Collective, just go to appleseedcollective.com. I want to hear another song. What
Yes,
else you
ma'am.
got for me?
This is a tune off of the Murder Chord. This is called American Dream. Well, I ain't got a nickel to my name. The bills are coming due any day. I done spent every cent of my pay just to try to keep the blues away. And a liquor bottle here and a case of beer there, and my wallet's a getting better. And some Florida homegrown's gonna get me stoned to the point where I just don't care. I've been working the same job way too long. My chances, well, they have come and gone. Booze is the only way I can make it through each day without blowing my brains on the lawn. And a liquor bottle here and a case of beer there, and my wallet's a getting bare. And some Florida homegrown's gonna get me stoned to the point where I just don't care. Well, I got myself a college degree. Right now it don't mean too much to me. All it got me is some debt and a job that I would bet could be done by a trained monkey. And a liquor bottle here and a case of beer there, and my wallet's a getting bare. And some Florida homegrown's gonna get me stoned to the point where I just don't care. Well, I ain't got a nickel to my name. The bills are coming due any day. I done spent every cent of my pay just to try to keep the blues away. And a liquor bottle here and a case of beer there, and my wallet's a getting bare. And some Florida homegrown's gonna get me stoned to the point where I just don't care.
WMNF is a listener-supported, commercial-free radio station. Your support is always appreciated. Please visit WMNF.org/support and leave a tip for the live music showcase, or call us at 813-238-8001 and let them know you'd like to give your support to the live music showcase, the show that plays music you didn't know you wanted to hear. Also, check us out live on Facebook right now. That's facebook.com/LMSWMNF. For those of you on Facebook Live, you can also catch our archive show on YouTube. Just search WMNF 885 FM and subscribe. I love the comments, so definitely if you're on Facebook, leave a nice little comment so I can go ahead and read this, and the band can read it after the show as well. I do see a couple of shout outs going on in here, such as the Prestige Brothers, or the Prestige Brothers. They say, hey, it sounds great, guys. And they were actually here 2 weeks ago.
They are fantastic. Good buddies of mine, and always a great show. Check them out anytime you can. The Prestige Brothers.
There you go, the Prestige Brothers. So check them out, and so come on Facebook Live, check it out, watch us. Maybe they'll do an extra song after we're off the air on the radio.
That'd be no problem.
That'd
We
be
got
no
our
problem.
instruments
Oh,
out.
there we go. So they'll do an extra song. So if you guys are no longer driving, because I know you're listening in the car, if you're probably listening on the radio right now, go ahead and pop into Facebook and catch one more song if you want that encore. And find us. That's really simple. Just facebook.com/LMSWMNF. And we'll be right there for you. We're still waiting for a winner on that last question that we asked. Those of you who don't know the number, that's 813-239-9663. The question was, what guitar contest did Brett win in 2015? We actually answered that earlier in the show. Do you want to give him a hint?
It happens in Colorado.
Okay, that's a pretty good hint. It's also on their website, by the way,
Yeah.
and it's on Facebook.
You can do
so,
some digging on the
digging. In the meantime, we'll go ahead and ask a second question for those of you who are just dying to still get a CD. So that next question is actually a very sweet one, because he's actually here, just not in the studio. But the question is, what is Brett's dog's name? You just call us, same number, 813-239-9663, and tell us what his name is. Do you want to give him a hint?
It's a
Works with a
relative
B.
to legumes.
I think that's a really good one. Now, for me, I thought of a good hint would have been, but that was just me. That was my personal one. It's good for your heart.
That's right.
That was the first thing that came to mind, though. Well, while we're waiting for people to call us, oh, he got it now.
I'm a little slow.
Yeah, no, you're okay. Now that we're waiting for people to call us, come on, give us a call, 813-239-9663. Get an autographed copy of either 180 proof, that's whiskey, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's what we're talking about, and the Murder Chord. But this new album, how similar is it going to be to any of your past albums? Or, I mean, I know we're hearing some of the songs that are going to be on the album now on the show.
Well, I think the overall feel of Outlaw Bluegrass is certainly going to be there, but I think, there's going to be a level of instrumentation that hasn't been reached yet with the previous albums, just because the new lineup is cracking. These guys really know how to play and really know how to listen, and I'm excited to hear what we put on tape.
Nice. And is it just the four of you, or are you adding other elements to it as
No,
well?
I think I'm going to do just the four of us on this record. No guests. I've done a lot of guests on the past two records, and it was fun, but I think this one is going to be more of a statement because it is the new lineup, so I'm going to try to just make it a strong four-piece performance.
Nice. You know what? I'd love to hear another song, and when we get back, we're going to get ready for our special lightning round. I hope you guys
boy.
are ready for that. So what other song you got for me right now?
This is another new tune. It's called Light It Up. All right.
What are we lighting up?
We'll leave that to the listeners to decide. It's a pretty dead giveaway if you just listen. Misdemeanor marijuana ticket in my pocket. At least they didn't throw me down in the jail and lock it. Had to go and see a judge to pay a hefty fine. He did not believe me when I said it wasn't mine. But they took all my money and now I'm feeling blue. So if you got a joint, my friend, I'll light it up with you. Jumping through their hoops for simple possession. Had to go and see a gal about a drug assessment. She's gonna ask me how much marijuana I abuse. Gonna lie right through my teeth and say that I don't use. Cause they took all my money and now I'm feeling blue. So if you got a joint, my friend, I'll light it up with you. Substance education class at the county's request. I quit smoking for 2 weeks so I could pass this test. I got one more trial, it's coming in November. Then the case will be dismissed cause I'm a first offender. Cause they took all my money and now I'm feeling blue. So if you got a joint, my friend, I'll light it up with you. So it's caught with reefer in the state of Carolina. They ain't gonna lock you up, but sure they will find you. The officer, he thinks that he is the folks' protector, but I know he's nothing but a revenue collector. Cause they took all my money and now I'm feeling blue. So if you gotta join, my friend, I'll light it up with you. Yes, I'll light it up with you. Yes, I'll light it up with you.
You're listening to WMNF 88.5's Live Music Showcase, and I want to thank the wonderful team that helps make this show happen every single week. And today in the studio, mixing it up, we got Mark Perfetti. He's being assisted by Yamiko Thomas, Joe Remo, and Gilberto Perez. Our video crew is Bob Hoke, Richard Stone, Marcy Connors, and Tom Connors. Our producers are Steve Arduengo and Mildred Matos. Hey, wait, that's me! But people know me as Millie, and you can find me on the social sphere as Millie Vision. That's Millie with a Y, Vision with an S. And of course, if you're not watching and you're listening, don't forget we're going to do an encore song afterwards on Facebook.com/LMSWMNF. Still waiting for Steve to get back to me with a winner, but I'm ready for our lightning round. Are you guys ready?
Yes, ma'am.
So the way we're going to do this, I'm going to ask a question, but each one of you get a chance to answer that question. We're going to start all the way over on banjo with George. Then we're going to go to Christina, Brett, and Nate. Then the second question will start at Nate, and we'll go back in the other direction. All right, you guys ready?
Yes, ma'am.
I see some hesitation. I see
Oh, I'm ready.
brow sweat. You sure? You sure you're ready?
Been ready.
Love it.
He's a gunslinger.
All right, well, we'll keep it simple to start.
Gunslinging cowboy.
When you refill the toilet paper roll, do you set it up over or under?
That's easy. Over.
Under.
Over.
Under.
Oh, just got a nice little mix going on. All right, Nate, what's on your nightstand right now?
A picture of my sister.
Okay, Brett?
A Glock 34 9mm.
Loaded or unloaded?
All fully loaded.
Okay. Don't mess with him, guys.
A box of tissues.
Okay. I'm not going to go into details.
We sleep in the same bed, too.
How about you, George?
Books.
Books. Any book in particular?
Some just older like poems that are
Okay.
pretty deep.
What's your favorite poem?
I don't really have a favorite.
Okay. All right, well, I'll just take your
I
word
like
for
Jack
it.
Frost.
Jack Frost? Okay. Not bad.
He's a good one.
That's
All
real
right,
deep.
next question. What is your favorite autumn beverage?
I don't know.
Are you a pumpkin spice latte guy?
Yeah, not really.
No.
Probably just some autumn flavored beer or
Okay.
something.
Okay, like an orchard, Angry Orchard, something like that.
I don't know about. I don't know about.
I'm
Angry
thinking
Orchard.
Oktoberfest
I was
Okay,
drinking
okay,
Angry
okay.
Orchard.
is the autumn
Ah.
beer. Of
How about you,
choice for me.
Christina?
Whiskey.
Okay. Brett?
Fun.
I think Oktoberfest is going to be my answer.
Okay. Nate?
I'm a big IPA fan.
All right. Now, what do you think about when you're alone in the car?
Oh.
First thing that comes to mind.
Do I have any shoes?
You forgot yours today. No, you're good. Brett, how about you?
You know, I enjoy the silence in the car. I think because I spend so much time playing music and all that stuff, that in the car I'm often just appreciative of the nothingness of no sound.
All right, Christina?
I hope my cat's not smoking cigarettes in the house.
All right, that's an interesting one I'll have to ask you about later. George, how about you?
I'm usually doing homework.
In the car while you're driving?
Yeah.
Oh.
Gotta keep up on school.
Interesting. Okay,
Banjo
last
school.
one. So I hear some of you are single. Obviously, 2 of you are not. But if you've ever been on a dating site, everyone's got that tagline that people see with your photo that kind of describes you in a couple of words. So we're going to start with Nate, since I hear Nate's actually on Tinder. Can people find you over at Riverhawk if they were on there searching?
Swipe right.
Can they swipe left or right on you?
Yeah.
He's thinking about it.
Nate or George?
George.
I mean, if you would like to swipe right, you can. I've got some great pictures. My father took my brother and I across country twice, so I've got some really cool pictures that make me look like an explorer.
Okay. Well, I want to hear from.
I want to know the tagline.
What's the tagline? You can make one up now if you want, but I gotta hear this
Hey,
tagline.
I play the banjo, and I would love for you to come to a show.
Okay. All right. Christina, if you had one.
If I had one, Shoot, you might have to come back to me.
All right, Brett, what's
I
yours?
think I can give you Christina's.
Okay.
Being that I'm intimately acquainted. She's a fantastic chef, so she should definitely put that in her tagline.
Okay.
She has her culinary degree. She didn't mention that from
I did
Johnson
not
and
know you
Wales University.
cook. Nice.
So I've put on a few pounds since we started dating
Hey,
from
that's
the
love for you.
from the surplus of wonderful food she cooks. So she should definitely mention that in her tagline. If I had one, I think it would be pretty similar to George's. That I play guitar. I'm relatively antisocial, so you're probably going to have to pull it out of me.
Pull it out. Now, Nate, I know, is single as well. So what's yours?
I'm a dog lover.
I'm a dog, so must love dogs.
That's kind of important.
Okay, sounds good. Well, with that, I would love to hear another song. What other song do you have for me?
I have a song that I wrote about this beautiful young lady here on the bass, but I wrote it before she was in the band, so the whole principle of the song doesn't really apply anymore, but we got a decent song out of it. It's called How Often Do I Think About My Darling? How often do I think about my darling, though I held her not so long ago? Quite often do I think about my darling, if she thinks about me, I don't know. I need her like the songbirds need the tall pines. I'm drunk on her love like Mountain Dew. Of all the stars I see only one shine. The brightest one of all my love is you. How often do I think about my darling, though I held her not so long ago? Quite often do I think about my darling, if she thinks about me, I don't know. Well, it's a long and lonesome stretch of highway. Her smile is blazing in my mind. Being far from her's the price that I pay. There's a greater treasure that I'll find. How often do I think about my darling, though I held her not so long ago? Quite often do I think about my darling, if she thinks about me, I don't know. Though I know I'll see my love tomorrow, it feels it could be your way. The smile on her face will end my sorrow, but how I wish tomorrow were today. How often do I think about my darling, though I held her not so long ago? Quite often do I think about my darling, if she thinks about me, I don't know. If she thinks about me, I don't know.
You're listening to WMNF 88.5's live music showcase with Grandpa's Cough Medicine live in the studio. And of course, we want to give a special thanks to D Drums, located and made right here in Tampa, for donating the drum kit that we use in the live music studio. If you want more information, you can get it at ddrum.com. Once again, thanks to everyone who helps make this show happen. And that is our sound mixer, Mark Perfetti, assisted by Yamiko Thomas, Joe Remo, Gilberto Perez, Bob Hoke, Richard Stone, Marcy Connors, and Tom Connors, our video crew, producer Steve Arduengo, and Mildred Matos. And I'm your host today as Millie. You can find more info on me as Millie Vision, Millie with a Y, Vision with an S. But if you're loving this music, I recommend you go to outlawbluegrass.com to get some more of Grandpa's Cough Medicine.
Yeah. We're also on Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff.
So how can they find you on Facebook?
You just search Grandpa's Cough Medicine in the search bar, and we pop up first. So that's us.
One thing I love is I went to your website. You actually do have social media links on your website, so it's pretty cool. Just go there. You can find everything that you're on.
Yes, I pay some very fine people every now and again to make sure I'm current in that regard.
There
I'm
you
not much
go.
of a computer whiz myself.
Yes. Now, I will say, if you definitely want to keep track of all the shows they have coming up, their website is updated. Their Facebook page is not on show. So I definitely recommend that you go check out the website. Also, I want to give a special thanks to our 2 winners. We have the 2 winners. We finally got them answered. We got Larry Hart, which is our first winner, and our second winner is Richard Lewis. Congratulations, guys. You're going to get an autograph surprise CD of Grandpa's Cough Medicine. We don't know which one. I don't know. Maybe you asked for one. Let's see which one you get.
We'll see.
Yes. And of course, let's go ahead and give the answer to that question. So the first question was, what guitar contest did Brett win in 2015? Can you give him that answer?
It was the Rocky Grass Guitar Contest.
And what is your dog's name?
His name is Beans.
Beans. What kind of dog is he?
He is a half pit bull, half American bulldog.
Oh, and he's on the road with you guys.
He is. He's
all the time. How does he do on the road?
He's fantastic. You hardly know he's there. He sleeps most of the time in the car. And
Almost better than a human.
yeah.
Oh.
He's definitely the quietest one of the bunch in the car for sure.
Love it. Well, you know what? I definitely want to hear another song. What else you got for me?
We got one more that's going on the new record. I wrote it on the guitar. It's called Chuck Night Night, and there's a story behind that. My friend Josh McGowan was drinking a bottle of whiskey at a festival. It was called Charles Goodnight, and it was making its way around the campfire. And when it got to the far end, he was like, "Hey, pass me that Chuck Night Night." So I told him, it got enough of a laugh out of me that I would told him I'd write a song. Aww. So this is that song. Y'all ready?
You're listening to WMNF 88.5's Live Music Showcase. You got a shout out from Benny McDowell. He says he was actually chopping it up on the mandolin with you guys from home.
Hey, Benny.
So glad you're enjoying the show. Also, we have a comment from Amy Hill Stone, who wants to know where you got the wonderful name.
Well, like I said, my grandpa's cough medicine was whiskey, honey, and lemon. So that just seemed like a fitting name for a hillbilly band of sorts.
Sounds good. I'm loving the music. Thank you so much, Brett, George, Christina, Nate, for joining us today and for being on the Live Music Showcase. We love having you.
Thank you, Millie. It's been a blast.
I look forward to having you back on the show again in the future. And if you guys definitely love the show, call us, comment. We love hearing from you, and we love bringing all these great musicians from all over to bring great music for all of you people here in the Tampa Bay area. For more information on Grandpa's Cough Medicine, just go to outlawbluegrass.com or find them on the social sphere as Grandpa's Cough Medicine. And don't forget, they're going to be playing this weekend over at the Riverhawk Music Festival in Brooksville, and they're playing today and tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am.
So you can get your tickets at the Riverhawk website. That's riverhawkmusic.com. Don't forget, they'll also be back on December 31st at Ella's Folk American Art Cafe. But if you just can't wait, just go tonight, and you can check out the Appleseed Collective, who's going to be playing from 10 to midnight. We have time for one more song, so let's take it out with one song. But for those of you watching on Facebook Live, don't forget, we're going to do one more after that as a nice encore for you guys. So I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Once again, if you want to call us, you could always call at 813-239-9663. Steve is actually standing by to take your call. Let him know what you think of the show, what you love, if you love the music, and if you're a band who's actually looking to send us your EPK, send that over to livemusic@WMNF.org. Well, Brett, what do you have for us?
Well, we will do you a tune off our second record. It's called Crooked Cop. I know a guy who's got a still under an old oak tree. He makes his money on the side and he gives a little cut to me. See, I'm the lawman of his town and I look the other way. When he makes shipments of moonshine liquor every other day, that money's good, and so's the booze. I don't mind him making dough as long as I get some too. That money's good, and so's the booze. I don't mind him making dough as long as I get some too. Well, there's a fella with a big greenhouse sitting in his backyard. He's always got a package for me when I come in my squad car. It's full of cash and high-grade weed that'll knock you on your ass. In turn, he gets to make his living selling that devil's grass. That money's good, and so's the weed. I don't mind him slinging dope as long as something goes to me. That money's good, and so's the weed. I don't mind him slinging dope as long as something goes to me. Well, there's a couple of girls who say a whirl down at the cheap motel. They know they gotta give me something if they don't want me to tell. So I show up about twice a week in the middle of the day. A couple of things my wife won't do and I'll be on my way. Them country girls, they aim to please. I don't mind them turning tricks as long as mine are free. Them country girls, they aim to please. I don't mind them turning tricks as long as mine are free. Internal Affairs and one of theirs to investigate some claims. They got reports of a crooked cop, but they ain't got a name. So we go fishing to talk it out over a couple beers. He never finished his report, he just done disappeared. That money's good, that lake is deep. Them gators, they won't say a word about what they had to eat. That money's good, that lake is deep. Them gators, they won't say a word about what they had to eat.
you so much for staying tuned on Facebook Live. And you're probably could be watching this on YouTube because it might be a little after that. Thank you so much for tuning in. But let's just take it away for a nice encore song. What you got for us?
Oh, I don't know. We didn't get that far yet.
Oh. What's this one called?
This is the Murder Chord.
Ooh, okay. Well, you got to tell me what Murder Chord's all about first.
Well, as a young man, listening to a lot of heavy metal, people who couldn't understand the screaming words would be like, "What's he saying? Something about killing your mom or dad or something like that?" And I was like, "Well, no." But that's the idea for the song, is that that's what they're saying. So this is called the Murder Chord. There was a young man like listening to records, a pretty good collection did he have. But then one fateful day, he bought some heavy metal and set out on a self-destructive path. His mother said it was the devil's music. His father said that it was only noise. But he didn't listen, and they just ignored it, saying he's a lonely teenage boy. First was Ozzy, then it turned to Slayer, then Pantera and Cannibal Corpse. But when he bought a record with 3 sixes on the cover, he turned into a man without remorse. Soon the songs, they began to change him. Relentless drums, the blazing double bass. Then the twin attack of a rabbit thrash guitar with solos that cause a melted face. Satanic lyrics began to hypnotize him. Demonic voices screaming had him floored. Then he lost control and murdered his whole family, and it happened when he heard this chord. Change him, relentless drums with blazing double bass, and the twin attack of a rabbit thrash guitar with solos that cause a melted face. Satanic lyrics began to hypnotize him. Demonic voices screaming had him floored. Then he lost control and murdered his whole family, and it happened when he heard this chord.